What's up, everyone? My name is Liam, and welcome to the Full Circle Podcast. Today, we are joined by yet another big Five Finger Death Punch fan club, the Poland Knuckleheads. And, well, yeah, without further ado, this is Patrick from the Poland Knuckleheads. Welcome to the show.
Hello, everyone. Thanks for having me.
No problem, man. So, tell me about yourself. What's your story?
I'm Patrick. I'm from Poland. I lead my fan page since 2018, and I'm running it all the time. I had small pause during my whole, so to say, career on Instagram as the Five Finger fan page. But yeah, after some time, I'm back, better than ever. And beside that, I also play some guitar. I listen a lot to music because actually you won't catch me anywhere without headphones. Every time I go somewhere, every time I'm at home, I always have my music turned on full volume.
I That was me today, honestly. I was listening to Theory of a Dead Man today. I was my bop song today was The Bitch Came Back. You. I'm sorry, but I was the whole way home. I had my speakers in my car at 100, and I was just going down the main roads, just blasting it in traffic.
It's so
People were looking at me. People were looking at me, just like, "What the fuck is this man on? What the fuck, dude?" You know,
you're like on drugs or something, man.
right? It's
This all
great.
also, you told that, and I thought at the same moment about me because every time I drive my car, I put on CDs all like full volume, and people do like watch that, and I'm like this guy that in the car. This is my comfort zone. I feel free
Yeah.
there. I can scream, I can growl, I can do everything there. And anytime I just go anywhere with my car, it's full blast then. And I'm screaming, I'm shouting, and people that are watching what I'm doing in my car are probably like, this guy is insane for sure. And I'm just like having fun with my car, so fuck the rest.
Right. I mean, we all do that, to be honest. I mean, that's seriously like I don't really understand. I don't know why, but there's just this thing where when you're in your car, when you pump up like some Five Finger Death Punch or Slipknot or just anything, it's like fucking crazy. It's like you get this comfort level of just like I'm invincible, no one can fucking stop me. And then you're just blasting music the whole way down the street. Oh, but what if you were on the sidewalk with a speaker? You probably wouldn't feel as comfortable. That's like the weird thing.
I mean, by here in Poland, there are the teenagers are like going with the really pretty huge speakers. Like I don't know how big they are because they are only getting bigger and bigger. And but they do turn on some rap or the Polish bullshit that I don't actually like. It's called disco polo. It's like music that you have fun on weddings and so on. It's completely bullshit for me. I don't like it, and I don't know anyone from my family, from my friends, and so on that listens to it at home in their free time. Besides my mom, she listens to it every time, and I'm pissed off. Every time I go to her. It's always that shitty music on, and I'm like, holy shit, here we go again. I don't want to hear it.
Right. Honestly, I mean, I relate to that. I don't know why. Metal like calms me. I mean, I'll listen to other genres to be honest. Like I'm a very open person, but I'm more likely will lean to rock and metal to be honest. But yeah, I mean, honestly, I mean, a lot of like pop music and just all those like really like overly happy music just pisses me off. I don't know why. It's just like the fact that everyone they're just singing about being happy or some shit. They're just like, I am happy, and they're just dancing around, and then I'm just like, dude, how are you happy? Like, come on, man.
Actually, for me, metal is something like, this is my this is my therapy. Not only the death
Right.
punch therapy, but in general. Anytime I'm pissed off, I'm sad, anything, I reach out to metal. And while I'm listening, you can see not a muscle move on my face, but what that second thing that happens inside, the relief I get from listening to music, that's a whole different level right now. Because if I had a
Right.
day without music, you would see me punching the wall after an hour. Believe me.
Relatable. That's honestly relatable. I'm like that a lot too, to be honest. It's honestly I'm like amazed how I haven't killed someone yet. Not literally, but you know what I mean? Like surprisingly.
Yeah, me too.
Like one of the first questions I want to ask you was what inspired you to make your fan club? What inspired you to make your Polish or Poland Knuckleheads fan club?
On the very beginning when I started off, it was around 2018, as I mentioned already, and I just fell in love with a few songs actually. I mean, when I started listening to Fighting Death Metal, obviously, I I fell in love with a few only. But after some time, after they were releasing new stuff, I just felt like that's it. This is their band, and
Right.
it was fun. It was I had summer holidays off school and so on, and I just wanted to do something different. And I searched up among the whole Instagram, and I think Helge started near somewhere between when I started. He started his fan page. Also, Joker then came in, and like this dude has a Norwegian fan page. So I started to search for a Polish one, but there was none. So I thought myself, okay, that's the perfect opportunity. I like the band, I like the music. Why not? Why shouldn't I give a try to it? And now here we are.
Honestly, I find it amazing how like unified the fan clubs become. It's like, you meet Helga or Joker, and then all of a sudden you're just like, I wonder, is there a fan club for my country? And then if there isn't, it's like not only you, but all these other people are just like, let's make a fan club. And it's honestly inspiring how they're just like, you know, fists up, awesome shit. And I find it inspiring, honestly, that
Yeah,
you and everyone decided to take the leadership of that.
yeah, I've been talking with a few friends, and uh, they told me that this is bullshit, a waste of time, and so on. And it's easy to do, but actually, if you sit like after the release of Afterlife, which was last Friday, I just I was sitting the whole day in front of Instagram and so on because days like these, for us as the fanpage leaders, are the most valuable because everyone starts posting stuff, with hashtags and so on. And this is from my point of view. I just did something like searching for people, to grow the fan page. I invited them also into the Facebook group and so on. And it's easy to say this is just a fan page, you do it for fun and so on. But after some time, when you dedicate a lot of your free time to it, you could say I'm it's a full time job for me
Right.
because I do what I this is I do work normal to get paid, but this is a love that never ends. And if you love something, there is nothing that can stop me. And this was, I guess, I was sitting more or less 10 hours on Friday on Instagram, searching for people, commenting stuff, reposting different things. I had fun, even though at the end of the day I was completely tired because all the time I was looking at my phone and so on. I felt really good because I talked with a few. Actually, now they are friends. Uh, I made a lot of friends then. I texted amazing people. So, days like these are the most valuable for me as the leader of Back in the Defense Poland.
It's amazing. Seriously. I mean, I honestly like I've never like me personally, I've never really been fully interested in making a fan club at all because it's like I don't have the time and energy for it. And I mean, you from what I've learned from you and all the other fan pages is that it's as you said, it's a full-time job and if you're passionate about it, you'll do it. And it's amazing.
It is. It really is.
I mean it, but you really like I mean, I've always just noticed that like it's always the fan clubs that bring the community together in my opinion. It really is.
Sure. Because, for example, my fan page doesn't have a lot of followers, but when I went to Warsaw to the Fighting the Deathmatch concert in July, actually people did recognize me because I was on the early entrance. I was sitting there like for 10 hours, and there were people coming to me, and I saw your story on the fan page. You are really sitting here since 7 a.m. and I'm hell yeah, thanks. And I just got into a small talk with them. I thanked them for following me, for supporting me in any way, and yeah, that's how friends are made. And such friendships are really the most valuable for me because friendship friendship is a hard topic for me because I'm by myself. I'm more of like a lone wolf. I don't have a lot of friends, but when I do have some already, yep, they're the best friends I could possibly have.
Honestly, I relate to that because it's just and for me, ever since I was a kid, and even now, I really don't have friends. I mean, I maybe have a couple, but it's just people change, and I'm just not, you know, making the friends that I used to make, and now it's kind of just like, what the fuck, man. But also, so I mean, I really relate to you. I mean, whenever I do get a friend, I mean, I do consider them my best friend. I don't really tell that to a lot of people, but if I consider you a friend and I talk to you consistently, fucking right, you're gonna be my best friend. It's like that's how I kind of view it.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't really have enough people in my life to consider favorites, but so I
yeah,
relate to that, man.
but from my experience, I I I used to have a lot of friends, but always when the times got tough, do you think anyone was there? No, they were just because we had fun. We went to a beer, we went to a party, anything. But every time times got tough, they're offline. They're not there. So that's why I decided to become more. I decided to be more lonely, but in the positive sense of that word,
I
because I'm
guess you
not
could
trying to
say,
surround myself with people that I can't count on.
right. I mean, I could say that you're becoming, I guess, independent of yourself, I guess you could say. That you're starting to learn how to like, I guess, live in a sense by yourself without needing a ton of people around you, but also at the same time, it's always good to have a lot of friends.
There's always have someone to talk to. But recently, as you probably know, I met Helge, Angie, Michael, and Joker in Germany, and on the German Knuckleheads campfire, and I knew them for quite some time, but it was all friendship in the internet. And actually, after we met, they're not my friends. They're my brothers and my sisters. So they got up on my list of friends in a matter of seconds. On the first hug I gave to any one of them, they became someone really important to me. And actually, without them, I don't know if I would be going with that package because we support each other. No one gets left behind, right?
I
And
agree
they
with that,
left
man.
me behind. We are together in this broken world, and we just try to inspire one another.
Motivate and inspire one another. That's what I say. motivate and inspire because that's the best thing you can do. And I consider a lot of people family. I consider the whole Death Punch community my family because that's what raised me to be the person I am now. In all honesty,
Family isn't always blood,
I agree. Family isn't always blood, definitely. And
especially the death punch family.
seriously, I mean, you see Ivan and all them, and seriously, like that whole band itself and just its community is just so. You literally could say one of the many things that like separates them is just family isn't always blood. Because you can go to a Death Punch show or anywhere and everyone's just your family,
Yep,
you know?
that's right. And actually, these are just members of your family that you didn't have the opportunity to meet. But at the concert, when you shake hands, that's it. That's actually it.
It's beautiful. Just beautiful. That's the best way I can put it, man. Like, seriously. One of my next questions I had for you was like, when did you discover Death Punch? How long have you been a fan for them?
Uh, 10 years, I think. I
10 years?
remember I was in primary school back then, and I was going on a trip somewhere. And I just, these were the times of MP3 players and so on. So I was downloading everything from the internet. And I just asked my good friend if she knows any good bands that I could listen to while I was traveling. And she suggested me Five Finger Death Punch. And the very first song I listened to was Hard to See. And Hard to See is one of my favorites. And I think because of the fact that I discovered the band through the song, it will stay like that. This will be always in my top songs of Five Finger Death Punch.
Honestly, Five Finger Death Punch will be forever in my playlists and my everyday jams because it's just I can't make it through my day without them, man.
It can
I mean,
fit
there's a million bands out there, man, but
their music fits any mood. That's my opinion about that. Because you're sad, you're going with, for example, I Refuse, or times like these. You're happy, you can play some Afterlife. If you want to break some shit, take Trouble. You can
burn a
find
motherfucker.
everything in Five Finger Death Punch.
Everything, everything. I fucking agree with that, man. Seriously, I mean, you can't go wrong with Five Finger Death Punch, man. You see so many people online hating about them, but it's there's seriously nothing that I could say negative about them. Everything is just positive and just
Yeah, you know,
perfect. Is the best way to put it.
for me, the weird thing is that the heat about Five Finger Death Punch that the elitists make, uh, I completely disagree with them because look at the fan nation of them.
Right.
How do they connect with people? How many times I've seen Ivan doing a live stream on Instagram when he just asked people ask him questions and he just repeated, answered them.
Right.
And now let's take for example, okay, let's not give names. Any vocalists of the modern metalcore or metal scene. How many of them make live streams where they got questions from fans and they just answer them? I've seen
Not a
it.
lot.
I can those that I found, I can count on my 5 fingers of the
I
fingers of
agree.
that's it. And
I mean,
our fandom, the fans, how many bands do you know? A question for you that have such a united fan club that has, for example, different countries like we have Poland, Norway, Netherlands, Germany, Israel, Spain, uh, the Czech Republic, Slovakia, anything. And for example, I haven't seen too much fan pages like of a given nation of any other bands.
I mean, honestly, I don't. I don't really dive into a lot of the other fan bases of other bands too much, but yeah, honestly, from my observation is, I mean, I don't think there is as many fan clubs for other bands than there are for Five Finger. I mean, you could say maybe Metallica if you like looked, because Metallica is one of the biggest bands in the world, but that's also a different story. But it's also like, I definitely could say like you would on like Slipknot or Shinedown or any band like that. There's not crazy amounts of fan pages like Death Punch. I mean, Death Punch literally has one for nearly every single country. And I'm not trying to say like there isn't fan clubs in the different nations for other bands. I'm not trying to say that, but I don't see as many as Five Finger Death Punch's community has.
Yes, just type and 5FDP on Instagram, and you will get thousands of people of accounts set for them.
Right,
Which of many are just fan pages, maybe of one member or maybe of the whole band. There's a
right.
lot.
I mean, seriously, like you literally go in like the fucking search menu and, as you said, search five FTP. I mean, literally, you will be scrolling forever with all the Five Finger Death Punch related accounts, like the fan pages or anything. It's You will go scrolling forever for that.
Yep,
It's
and
crazy.
there are new pages connected with Fighting the Defense created every day. So
Honestly, all I gotta say is if you're a small fan club out there, don't be afraid to reach out to me or any of the other any other fan clubs. I mean, I'm not a fan club, but you know, decide to reach out to some of us. I mean, we'll all share you around and grow you, and we'll be a community.
because we are a community, and anyone that thinks about starting a fan page, not only for Fighting the Death Punch, of course, because many of us like different bands, and
Definitely.
we can help somehow start any fan page. We can just give some advice because that the thing how you will lead your fan page is actually up to you. But we can give you some really good advice because uh, we've grown we've grown strong with the time during the time of the whole pandemic and so on. Because after the pandemic, actually the pandemic was the time when I stopped uh, had the pause with my fan page, but it was mostly because my anxiety, depression, and I was just like offline all the time. So I didn't use any social media from time to time to text with somebody from my friends and so on. But after this whole bullshit ended, I came back stronger, and I decided to come back to the Fighting the Defense community and be the best version of me I can possibly be. And with such family members, as I mentioned earlier, this will be a lot of fun. Not only this will be a challenge, but it will be also fun.
Right. So while we were on the subject of like, various different bands, obviously with the different types of like fan pages, and obviously, Death Punch has a lot of them compared to other bands. I mean, variety of popular ones. But do you like, what other bands do you listen to besides Five Finger Death Punch? And what did you listen to before? And what do you also just listen to generally now?
My whole journey with metal music started with Skillet. Then I went up to Shinedown Metallica. After I discovered Metallica and started listening to them, I bought every single CD they released, and right now, and this was going on for a very very long time. And now I'm actually really into metalcore, and my favorite bands from this genre are Any Given Day. They're from Germany. I also used to lead a fan page for them because they hadn't any other fan page. And it's okay. Bury Tomorrow, Bleed From Within, Landmarks. I mean, the list is quite huge, so these are just a few of them that I really, really like and enjoy listening to.
I mean, generally, I mean, honestly, you can't go wrong with metal, to be honest. I mean, there's so many subgenres to even just subgenres. Like, that makes no sense in like verbal context, but You gotta think, you have the major metal genres, and then you have these subgenres, and then you have these subgenres of these subgenres. You know what I mean?
It goes on and on.
It goes on. I mean, death metal's a thing, and then you have deathcore, and then you have like new metal, heavy metal,
Bad
speed metal,
metal,
thrash metal.
yeah,
The list can go on and on forever. I mean, honestly, it's
sonic
you.
metal.
There's metal for everybody out there. I mean, I'm not, you know, trying to say like, everyone should listen to it. I mean, everyone's to themselves, You can listen to whatever you want, and honestly, there's gonna be a subgenre or just genre of something for everybody. And I
Yep.
mean, metal has so many subcategories, it's ridiculous. I mean, every day there's a new subgenre I've never heard of before. And I'm like, what the hell is this? And I listen to it, I'm like, it's just more metal. Like, what the hell? I didn't know about this.
Yeah. The list of subgenres of metal can be as long as the list of Five Finger Deathmatch account on Instagram, I think.
Honestly, I agree. It just goes on forever and ever and ever. Oh my god.
Sorry.
So good. But yeah, seriously though, I mean when people say you can't go wrong with metal, you really can't. Not only the artists and the band members and the communities, but just in general, you know?
Yep. That's right.
Um, let's see. Let me think of something else. What's your favorite song off of Afterlife?
Of Afterlife.
What's
You
your
gave,
favorite Death Punch song off that record?
you gave me a really hard question to answer.
I can't
I'm,
answer the
I'm
question.
gonna stay with Welcome to the Circus.
Do you have any others you like? I mean,
Like
obviously,
every
probably
song,
all of
every single.
them. Honestly, I mean, I love that new record.
What? Repeat
I
it.
love that new record, man.
It's perfect for me, and that's not because I'm a Five Finger Death Punch fan page leader, but for me, this is one of the best albums I've heard in a while.
Right.
Welcome to the Circus is has the little it has its magic. When the circus music hits on the beginning, then the hard guitars, I got literally goosebumps when I first listened to it. But on the other hand, Afterlife, I mean the song, this is a song where I can chill because the melodic intro is like giving me some chills. Sounds like these. That's a hell of a song for me. And actually, after they released the new music video, I got times like these just became even better for me because I don't know if you noticed at the end of the music video there was an image of Helga and Joker on the stage in Oslo on the Tons of Rock Festival.
You know that picture that Helga posted? That one like picture of him with like his like vest open?
Yep, it's from the music video, yeah, right?
Yeah, I'm the one who screenshotted that.
You've
I'm the
got
one
good.
who sent that to him.
You have some good timing.
I don't know how. I was just like, I have to get a picture, and it just happened to be the perfect moment. And I was like, I was gonna do one of Joker, but honestly, the angle of Joker wasn't good enough for screenshots. I'm not trying to like say he's not any good for them, but they really didn't put a good, awesome angle on it.
Yeah, and I was like, I when I first saw the music video, I was actually in work, and just someone texted me, "Look at the end of the music video of times like these," and I was like, "Okay, I'm at work, but okay, no problem." And after I saw these two motherfuckers, I just got literally goosebumps. Tears started dropping, and I was like so happy for them because not only they how to say it, not only they made their dreams come true, but it is also recorded and it's on a fucking 5 Finger Death Punch music video.
Right.
I was so so happy for them that I just literally had to get a break at work because I was literally out of this world for a moment. And I went straight to our to the Instagram and I texted them, "Oh my fucking god, you are on the Five Finger Death Punch music video!" And I just couldn't relax at that moment. At that moment,
Honestly, me either. I was literally laying in bed and I'm like, my phone just goes off and it's like, oh, premiering now at times like these music video by Five Finger Death Punch. And I'm like, holy fucking shit. They got a new music video. At first I was kind of like, I really wanted a Welcome to the Circus music video because I heard that one's gonna be fucking gnarly. Just from
um,
that fucking little intro video from like the song preview. But like even then, I was like, you know what? Fuck it. We'll watch it. You know, why not? It's a new music video. Why not? And then you watch it, and then I was like chilling, I'm vibing, and then at the end, I just see Helga just, just letting those muscles be shown with that Norwegian knucklehead tank top on, dude. That shit was fucking awesome. I was literally jumping up and down for like 15 minutes.
the cardio of the
Helga
day
and
was
Joker.
for sure.
I spammed them. I remember Joker was on his night shift, and I remember all I did. I think I sent him like 15 or 16 texts. And then he looked and he's like, I'm driving, I'm driving. And then he's on Instagram Live and I'm harassing him about it. And he's just like, you motherfucker, I'm trying to drive. You're gonna kill me. And I'm like, oh, I was like, and I kept going because I was like, dude, you need to fucking watch it. And he was just laughing his ass off, just like, I'm excited. He's super excited, but he's trying to rush home so he can watch it.
Yeah, and uh, you know the magic of that moment when I saw those two guys on the stage was even more beautiful because a week before the release of the new album and the music video, I met them in person, and that's why this whole music video made an even bigger impact on me. It had a really big impact because mostly because I just met them. It was just a week ago when I met them, and now I see my brothers in a music video fighting the Death Foot. I was like, holy shit!
Right? I mean, that was really my reaction in a nutshell, dude. I was like, holy fucking shit, holy shit. And that's all I was thinking. And my mom's is in the room, like, what the fuck are you doing? And I'm just jumping around, fucking excited as shit. And I was just like, I was stuttering. I was like, mom, two of my friends were in a Five Finger Death Punch music video. And I just spammed like 10, 15 people. And then I also spammed Helga and Joker. And even Helga was just like, what? What? I didn't know about this. What the fuck? What? What? And then he goes and watches it and he's just flabbergasted, dude. It was great.
Yes, it was. It was sorry. It was perfect.
Oh my god. That music video. Seriously though, it's like that was I honestly could say that's one of the best music videos. In a non-biased opinion, that was one of my favorite music videos. But it's up there with the Wash It All Away music video. That one's my second.
I love music videos that have some meaning that accord to the lyrics of the song. Like for example, to the Wrong Side of Heaven, the music video is just perfect. It fits. It fits perfect. I like the word perfect today. Uh, but I also do like videos from concerts, like the summary of the European tour from this year. On times like this, Wash It All Away, where it is combined, they're them performing on stage, fans, a little bit of their backstage. These are just those videos that give you also a different point of view on the band. For example, like on the Wash It All Away, when they're on the backstage, and so on. The same
Right.
with Inside Out, because the beginning when the intro hits from Inside Out on the music video, you also can see a bit of when they build the stage. That's also for me really cool that they just show us how it's done.
Right. You just see like the fucking what, like skull just being lifted from the ground. It's like, holy shit, that's cool. And then you're just vibing to the song while you watch it, and you're like, holy shit, this is fucking hype, dude.
Yes, it is.
No, it's great. Death Punch music videos, 10 out of 10. I would give more than a 10 out of 10 if it was allowed,
Why not?
like
Give
in
it.
my opinion.
For me, it's a 12
Nah,
out.
we'll just give it a 20 out of 10, dude. Give it a 200% rating.
Yep.
It's right there. Or just an infinity percent. That's what we're gonna do.
Oh, yep.
Infinity percent, man. Um, so hmm, what is your favorite Death Punch album? I'm
Album.
committing sins. I've been committing sins with my questions, dude. But if I'm already sinning, I'm gonna keep going.
I can't decide between Injustice for None and Got Your Six, actually.
Where would Afterlife stand on your all nine album list?
It's fresh. It's a new album, so uh, ask me that question in like a month when it's all the hype slows down. Because right
Right.
now it's new. I know Got Your Six and Justice for None uh, for a very long time already because they're old albums. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
And hearing something new from the band you love, that makes the album go on the very top in a matter of seconds. So I think
I
after
agree.
on the top, I mean don't have any bad albums because all of them are really tremendous. They are great. Yeah, but to decide which one is the best, oh, it's a hard answer for me. As I said, I'm torn between Got Your Six and Justice for None. I think, but I'm gonna stick to Got Your Six. I think this is my favorite album.
Awesome. Got Your Six is honestly one of my favorites. I
But
mean, honestly, if I were to rate them, I would honestly, no offense, put Injustice for None more on the bottom, but that's also because it's just that album in general. I've been having a hard time placing it with my moods for some reason. It's just like really weird. It's like I'm not angry, and that's kind of the vibe I get from it is like sad and angry, where I'm like sad, but I'm not angry at the same time. So I'm kind of like I'm vibing with it, but preferably, I mean, I prefer like a lot of like Fate, Way of the Fist, American Capitalist, War's Answer, etc. I mean, Got Your Six is up there too. All of them are up there. I mean,
yeah,
seriously, out of all that,
Six
everything.
has the best songs, I think, because if I could hear, now when the album was released a while ago already, but if the band decided to play the whole album on one show, you would see me screaming like a little girl in the playground
Right,
because all of these songs got that vibe. Because usually, not only Five Finger Death Punch, uh, the two or maybe three first songs are like 10 out of 10. But
right,
then the fourth and fifth are more like, a little bit of slowdown and so on. But on Got Your Six, you've got the first four I remember. It's Got Your Six, Wash It All Away, Jekyll and Hyde, and Ain't My Last Dance. And I'm like, holy, if they played it in the same order as it is on the album, I would be out of red light immediately because this is all. It all has such a power, such an impact that the mosh pit will be dead after four songs, and that's a fact.
right. I mean, I don't even know, man. I don't think there's. I mean, so many people say that there's so many Death Punch flop albums or songs, and so many other people like even just talk shit saying the Bandit's a flop in itself. And I mean, dude, I've literally there's been Slipknot forums that people are talking trash about Death Punch, and I'll just go on there and positively troll them. Like I'll troll them with reasoning. They'll be like, Five Finger Death Punch is one of the worst bands I've ever seen. Who listens to them? And then I'll be like, give me a reason. I might allow you to settle on your opinion if you give me a valid reason. And at that point, they don't want to give me a reason, but it starts an argument with like 20 people. And then eventually the views I think I got someone banned from a forum because of that one question of saying, Death Punch sucks. I literally got them banned for that. It was funny.
I mean, every song, maybe sometimes it's like, and on the first time you listen to something, you don't get that vibe of that song. But
Right.
when you go through certain situations during, your day, your week, and so on, your life in general, there will be that moment that when the only that song will hit you the most because it will be so relatable to what's going on right now.
Yeah.
And that's actually a fact because uh, I wasn't a fan of Matter of Time, I think. And you know, after I cut off the dead weight, I mean the friends that I couldn't count on, and the song starts with the lyric, "What kind of a man would I be if I would accept defeat?" or something like that. And then I was like, "Holy shit, that's it right now." For me, that's the perfect quote for me for that certain period of my life.
Right. I mean,
So
definitely agree with that.
any song will hit you different in different situations. And right now, I'm a really big fan of Matter of Time. Even though on the beginning I wasn't a fan of that song. I was a fan of the band. I liked that song. But after that situation that happened, I loved this song.
Right. I mean, that's how I'm kind of being with some songs. It's like, oh, I get one mood. I'm just like, oh, I didn't vibe so much with this song before, but now it's like my favorite. And it's like it's kind of why I never say I have a favorite Death Punch song or even album because it's like it depends on the day. It changes constantly. One day it's Got Your Six, another day it's Wrong Side of Heaven, another one is Way of the Fist, and I'd have balls to even just say that Afterlife's my favorite, but I really don't put it on a list yet because it just hasn't been out long enough for it to resonate enough. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
that's what I said. It's a fresh album, so it will take some time, when the whole hype is gone and so on.
Right, because I mean, I love every single song on that album, but as I said, like I want to be able to say what's my favorite and not have a biased opinion. And right now, I'd say Afterlife is the best album. Why? Because the songs are fresh and I'm just vibing with all of them. I really don't have much more reasoning than that. And it's like, but like I said the same thing about Fate, and it's not like on my number one anymore. It's like number three or four, you know?
I actually like F8 uh, because even though that's maybe not for me, in my honest opinion, uh, it's for sure below Got 6 and Justice for None. But it has its magic because it's the very first album that Charlie was on the drums, and that makes already a difference for me because it's another vibe of the drums, and the drums are really a very important thing in that band.
Right.
And now the Afterlife is out, you can actually hear the difference in sound because Andy James has his own type. He was a longtime hero of mine when I started playing guitar. And actually, after they released Broken World, where I think already was Andy on the guitars because he's like 3 years already in the band.
Right.
And after Broken World was released on the Decades of Destruction Volume 2, I was like, holy shit! I want to hear more of that. And now we have Afterlife, and I'm stoned by the guitar skills of both Andy and Soul.
Honestly, Andy is one of the best guitarists, to be honest. I mean that could be a biased opinion, to be honest, but honestly, his playing is phenomenal, though.
It
Like, I think he was a very good replacement for Jason, in my opinion. But Also, I would have loved the band equally if Jason never left, but even then, it's like Andy's an amazing replacement. He's an amazing guitarist, and definitely can say that.
I
I
can
don't.
always,
I don't miss. I'm not gonna say I don't miss Jason, but honestly, Andy really filled in the shoes and did more.
yeah, he did it great because there are plenty of bands that repl so to say, rough, roughless. They replaced a member with someone else, and it didn't get the vibe. For example, Three
Right.
Days Grace when Adam Gontier left the band, and my personal opinion is that after that they haven't had any good album like one of the songs. The whole album, in comparison to one song with Gontier, it's a big difference because the new vocal, I can get the new vocals uh, vibe, but Adam was for me he was the perfect fit, and this is the good example when changes not always get good, and when this situation when Andy uh, filled up the gap after Jason, it's more than perfect for me because they didn't get just a good replacement for Jason, but they did get the best replacement because I followed Andy ever since I found him when he was a solo artist because
Right.
he has released by himself also a few CDs, and it's still a really really good stuff even though he recorded it all alone. I think so at least.
Right. I mean, Andy, honestly, like his solo projects overall are just a phenomenal. I mean, I think Charlie was a perfect addition to replace Jeremy. Jeremy had his spice and his sound, and then Charlie brought that exact into it, but he also added his own like crazy twist to it, and I fucking loved it. And I can say the same about Andy, from Jason to Andy. It was like it was amazing and more, you know?
Yeah, and we get it's always something fresh in the sound of the band always when something is
Right.
released with a new member, especially now, Typing the Death Punch, a band that I love, when Jeremy and Jason were there, and now that they've got not only someone else on their positions, but they did manage to play. They do manage to play similarly to the style of both Jason and Jeremy, but adding their talent to it, their own talent, their own style, it became even better. I think so, at least.
I personally agree, to be honest. I really do. As I said, like they're both phenomenal artists, and all these guys are all amazing artists. I mean, you could see Ivan or any of them go back into go into solo projects, and honestly, I can see them all being successful. With Ivan, I mean, if you really dig into his old music, you could see his bands from before Death Punch. I mean, he really has a unique sound, and I think he really can bring a unique taste to anything he goes into.
Yep. I mean, those he had some guest appearances in other artists' songs, and even though this wasn't Death Punch, it was phenomenal. I mean, Outlaws and Outsiders from Cory Marks. Maybe you know
I
it.
love Corey. I've talked to him quite a few times. He's an amazing person.
6 a.m. when they did a huge collab with Corey Taylor, Tommy Vex, and so on.
Maybe
From
it's time.
It was a
Yeah.
re-recorded version because 6 a.m. did release it earlier, but they put all those different vocalists into it, and it became such a good song, especially when you know the history of Ivan and his sobriety, and it's more like relatable for him because he sings there that he can drink himself to sleep and so on. I mean, those are the lyrics from the song. Maybe it's time. And after when you know what Ivan gone through, more or less, with his problems, then it's more uplifting for me. That's my opinion about that.
Honestly, I think that song meant so much more to me knowing what Ivan went through. To be honest, like if I would have never, if I've Ivan would have never said anything about his problems or just anything, not only would I have like probably never seen the song potentially, but also the song probably wouldn't have the same meaning that it had for me. And it's that song's a very big motivation to me to be better, and it's beautiful. That song itself is a great piece of art
Yes, and
with all
also
those artists.
I also think that the fact that uh, Ivan speaks it out loud about that he admits that he had some sobriety issues back then and so on. It also motivates me to just think, to say what I think. You know what I mean? I'm just like there's the whole crap right now that men have men have to be stable, they have to earn money and so on, but no one talks about the mental illness of men because the men are those that are supposed to be strong and so on. So after he speaks about his sobriety, which I admire because it's not an easy fight actually to win. To
Right.
win. Uh, the same goes with any other addictions, with any other mental issues. After that, I just really do respect him even more because
Me
of him,
too.
I'm not afraid to show my emotions, talk about my own problems.
Honestly, I don't think about it sometimes, and I really think I say the same exact thing because, in all honesty, he was definitely one of my motivations to be a better person. He Ivan empowered me to just be stronger, be more vocal to people I love and care about my problems, and ask for the help I need. And look at me now. I'm doing like what podcasting and all kinds of shit, and I'm fine to an
Living
extent. I mean, I wouldn't say I'm living the dream, but I'm pretty close to it, in all honesty.
one step closer every time.
One step closer to the dream. That's all I gotta say. One step closer to living the dream.
Yep.
Well, I would just like to say I really enjoyed your time. Um, it's getting pretty late, not only for you and but also for me, and I think that was a really good stopping point for this. You know,
The best talk at 3:30 a.m. that I ever had.
same. I mean, it's only 8:30, but honestly, this made my day so much better. I really needed this. Not only, I mean, and anyone that's watching or listening, I hope this made your day much better too, Hope it lightens up your day and your world.
Yeah, and every
Yeah.
time you and any one of you listening, uh, if when you need anyone to talk to, feel free to contact me. That's not a problem because everyone gets gets through different shit. And if you're feeling lonely or just want to talk with somebody about any problem, I'm here. You can hit me up anytime.
Same over here. You can hit me up on Instagram or whatever platform you can find me on. I mean, if you can find me on Discord or Snapchat, I'd honestly worship you because I'm a hard person to find on those platforms, but
So
not really at the same time. But
okay,
what?
you can send me your Snapchat later. I will be one of the few that have it.
Ah, yes.
I can sell it
Yes, you'll be able to see my personal life one step closer,
to.
you know. But I mean, hey man, I really appreciate your time though. I really enjoyed this conversation. I really am honored to have you on my show.
Thank you for having me one more time.
Do you have anything else you want to say to the people? Anything you want to say to the world?
Family isn't always blood, and no one in this family gets left behind. Thank you.
Amen to that, brother. Just let it say. One last thing. Motivate, inspire, and also family is not always blood and no one gets left behind. This is Liam from the Full Circle Podcast signing off.